Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to CodeWithBK. So in this video, we write a Java program to find the nth Fibonacci number. And before we begin, it is a request that if you like this video, if you find this video helpful, please do subscribe to my channel because your subscription is very important for me to grow on YouTube. And out of 100 views, only one is subscribed. So please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So what are Fibonacci numbers? I'm going to explain you first. So the first two terms of a Fibonacci sequence are 0 and 1. Okay, these are fixed and these are the first two terms of the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, to find the next term, you add these two terms. So 0 plus 1 is going to give you 1. To find the next term, you add the previous two terms. So you add 1 plus 1 to get 2. Okay. To find the next term, you add the previous two terms. So you add 2 plus 1, you get 3 as the next term. Similarly, next term is going to give you 2 plus 3, which is 5. Next term is going to give you 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 8, 21, 21 plus 13, 34 and so on. Okay, this is a Fibonacci sequence. And in this sequence, you have to find the nth Fibonacci number, where the first Fibonacci number is 0, second Fibonacci number is 1, third Fibonacci number is 1, fourth Fibonacci number is 2 and so on. Okay, alright. In some cases, this is called the 0th Fibonacci number, but that appears in very few references. In most of the cases, n equal to 1 corresponds to the first Fibonacci number, which in this case is 0. Second Fibonacci number is 1 and so on the nth Fibonacci number that we need to find. So we can generalize this as we can say f of 1, that is the first Fibonacci number is 0, f of 2, that is the second Fibonacci number is 1, and then we can say f of n, nth Fibonacci number is f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2, that is nth Fibonacci number is the sum of the previous two Fibonacci numbers. Okay, and in certain differences, the first two terms which are fixed are 1 and 1 in place of 0 and 1 in certain differences. So in this case, next term is going to be 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 and so on. So I'm telling this you for knowledge so that if you ever come across a Fibonacci sequence that begins with 1 and 1 and you have to solve a problem regarding that, don't get confused. It is just the same thing. Okay. The next term is the sum of the previous two terms. It's just that the starting two terms are 1 and 1 and not 0 and 1. Okay. In our case, we don't need this. We are going to use this sequence. Okay. So since nth Fibonacci number is dependent on the previous two Fibonacci numbers, we can do it using recursion. But in this case, I'm going to use simple iteration. We are going to solve the recursive method in another video. So I'm going to write a method int nth Fibonacci. Okay. Takes an integer n and returns the nth Fibonacci number. So from this, what we saw, the first and the second terms are fixed. Okay, so we can straight away write if n equal to 1, okay, return 0. And similarly, if n equal to 2, return 1. So if our n is 1, we need to find the first term which is 0, fixed. If our n is 2, we need to find the second term which is fixed to 1. Okay, it is when n is greater than 2. Okay, that you need to find the nth Fibonacci term. Okay, suppose you need to find the next term which is the third term, so I'm going to say I equal to 3. Okay, sorry, int I equal to 3. And since we need to find the nth term, I am going to write a loop. I am going to say while I is less than equal to n. Okay, in order to find the third term, we need to sum the previous two terms. Okay, so I am going to say int last term is equal to this, which is 1 for I equal to 3. For n equal to 3, this is the last term and this is the second last term. Okay, so int second last term is going to be 0. Okay, for I equal to 3 or n equal to 3, this is the last term and this is the second last term. Okay, and I'm taking these two variables so I can find the next term. So I can say int next term is last term plus second last term. That is when n is greater than 2. These two conditions are skipped. We come here, we go inside the while loop, and to find the next term, we sum the previous two terms. So for I equal to 3, next term is going to be last term plus second last term, 0 plus 1, which is going to be this 1. Okay? Alright? And I is iterating all the way to n, which will help us to calculate the nth term. Okay? So let me write the series again here. So I say 0, 1, 1. I equal to 3. This is the last term. Okay? This is the second last term. Okay? And this is the next term for I equal to 3. Okay? So if n is 3, 3 is less than equal to 3 is going to be true. Okay? In the next iteration, when I do I plus plus, okay, I becomes 4, loop stops, and I return the next term for I equal to 3, that is n equal to 3 as this, which is 1, just 2. If n is greater than 3, you need to find the next term. So the next term is going to be the sum of previous two terms. Okay, so right now the values are pointing to this. Okay, in the next iteration, when I equal to 4, okay, this last term points to this, and this second last term points to this, so that the next term that you calculate is the sum of these two. Okay, so in the iteration where you find the next term, you update the last and the second last term. So you say second last term is now the last term, and your last term is the next term, that is, okay, all right, and I is incremented by 1. So when I becomes 4, okay, your second last term moved here, okay, it points to last term points to next term, and when you calculate for I equal to 4, next term is going to be last term plus second last term, so next term is going to be 2 for I equal to 4. Okay, when this is calculated, these two are updated, so second last term now becomes this, and last term now becomes this. Okay, so when for next value I equal to 5 it is calculated, next term is second last term plus last term, 1 plus 2, so next term is then 3. Okay, if for next value I equal to 6 it is calculated, okay, these two are updated again, second last term becomes this, last term becomes this, so next term is going to be second last term plus last term, 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. Okay, so for n equal to 3 we get 1, for n equal to 4 we get 2, for n equal to 5 we get 3, for n equal to 6 we get 5, and that is how we get the nth Fibonacci term. So your return value is going to be return next term, because your next term stores the nth term that is to be returned. Okay, so this was the solution to this problem, and I hope this was helpful. And as I told you, there is a recursive method to solve this, which I am going to solve in a separate video. So before we move on to running this on a system now, it is a request that if you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel, and let's move on to running this on a system now.
So this is the code that we discussed. We have this function nth Fibonacci that takes n and returns the nth Fibonacci number. For cases 1 and 2, we return 0 and 1. These are fixed cases. And then we calculate nth term if n is greater than 2. Okay. In my main method, I am printing out the first in Fibonacci numbers. So it prints out as fi equal to ith Fibonacci number. Okay. So let me run this. Java C. Oh, cannot find symbol. Oh, okay. We have taken next term within the while loop. Okay. So if you take int next term like this, the scope of this variable starts from this line and it ends with this while loop. And this next term is not visible outside the while loop. So when we return next term, it cannot find symbol. So we can take this next term outside. Okay, initialize it to 0. Okay, all right. Okay. Now the scope of this variable next term starts here and ends here. Okay, so we can return next term. Okay, running this again. Compiles. Okay, f1 is 0, f2 is 1, f3 is 1, fourth Fibonacci number is 2, fifth Fibonacci number is 3, and so on. Okay, so we can print the first 20 as well. Oh, I have to recompile. Okay, so the first 20 Fibonacci numbers are these. Okay, using the nth Fibonacci function. So this was the solution to this problem, and I hope this was helpful. So if you found this helpful, please like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and please mention in the comments if there was anything not clear to you in this video, if there is a concept you want me to discuss, or if there is a question you want me to solve. Thank you.